Hello there, Visual Basic fanatics and YouTube. I've had a couple of requests of how to work with an FTP server. Okay, so that's exactly what this video is going to be entailing. This is actually going to be a little bit more of an advanced video. So for the newbies out there, you're more than welcome to watch the video. But if you don't understand anything about it, you're more than welcome to send me any help requests. But you're going to have to subscribe first, because I cannot send code on the comments pages. So first of all, what I've done is I have created a new Windows application. There's one form on it, the default form. I've placed a button on there. There's no code in it. Okay. I've also set up my FTP server. It has a directory called DD. There's no files in it. This is the root directory, and there's also no files in it. Okay. So let's get started. Alright, so because this is going to be an intermediate video, if there's any problems, we're going to have to try and catch any exceptions. Okay, and we're going to go just basically msgbox the exception.message. Alright, so the first thing I would like to show is the easy way of uploading a file. Okay, because most basically people only upload files. The web server itself sometimes actually allow people to change information, but the most basic system would be to go to my.computer.network.upload a file. Okay, and it's asking us for the source file name. That could be any file on your system. /test.txt. Okay, then it's placing a comma there, the address a string. You're gonna go FTP : // even though it's FTP, you go www.sitename.com. Alright, put a comma there, the username, whatever the username is. Okay, user name. Alright, put a comma there for the password, and that's going to be password. Show UI as boolean, true if you want to see the little progress bar that shows you the item is being uploaded, false if you obviously don't want to see that. And the connection timer, the default is 100 seconds, leave it 100 seconds is ample. So that is the most basic function. Alright, it is absolutely acceptable to use this to send a file to an FTP server. Nothing wrong with that. The only problem is that it restricts you to only upload a file. Okay, you cannot rename a file, you cannot delete a file. So if you want to work with an FTP server, there's going to be a different method of doing so. Okay, and the different method is as this. First, we need to create what is called a web request for the FTP server. So it's called an FTP web request, basically. Alright, once we've created an FTP web request, we need to create a direct cast, which means we now send information, we cast information to the FTP server, and we ask the FTP server to complete a task for us. Okay? To do that, we're going to need to create our first FTP web request, and we're going to go dim mrequest as system.net.ftp web request. Okay, the FTP web request is obviously going to request the direct cast. Okay, it's asking us the object as the expression, which means what object do we want to what type of web request do we want to do. So we're going to create a new one. It's a system.net.webrequest.create. We create a new web request, and it's going to be the FTP : / links systems.co.uk / and sorry, I also forgot the www. Okay, links systems.co.uk, and you're also going to need to specify the document that you want to create, test.txt. alright, and put a comma there. I'm just going to put a underscore and start on the next page, on the next line, and it's asking us for the object as type. Okay, and the object type is a system.net.ftp web request. Okay, so I'm just going to put a comment here, and that's going to be create request. So what we've done here is we have created a web request with a direct cast to send information to this FTP server to create this test document as a system file FTP web request. Sorry, system net FTP web request. Now the request itself has a couple of properties that we need to update. So we're going to say update properties. And the properties are the mRequest must have credentials. Okay, and the credentials equals to a new system.net credentials, and I've obviously created a YouTube account, and the password is YouTube1. Sorry, YouTube1. What am I doing? Jeez, like it. YouTube1. There we go. That took a while, didn't it? Okay, so we've created the credentials, and now we also need to specify what kind of a method do we want to do. mRequest.method equals to system.net.webRequest methods, and when I press the dot, you can now see that we can actually work with HTTP as well, but because we're doing FTP, click on FTP dot, and now you can see all the functions we can do. For example, we can append a file, delete a file, download a file, get the sizes of the file, get the details of the directory, make a directory, remove a directory, rename a file or a directory, upload a file, and upload a file with a unique name where it generates a different name for each file. So we're just going to go with upload file. Okay, and that's it for the properties. Okay, so the next step, what we want to do is we want to read the file from our hard drive, and then we're going to upload it to the FTP server. So to read the file, I'm just going to say read file. Okay, we're going to need to read the file into bytes. So dim m file as byte. I always forget to put the two brackets in there. Bytes are always bigger than 1, and therefore you need to put your brackets there to show that there is a cumulative information into that declaration. Okay, and that equals to system.io .file .read all bytes, and it's going to read the bytes from my file, which is at c:/test.txt. Okay, now that we've read the file, we now need to upload the file. The upload file is going to create a stream, which we then send the stream back to the mRequest. Okay, so to do that, we're going to go dim mstream my stream as a system.io .stream. Okay, and that will equals to mRequest dot get request stream with our little brackets there. Okay, what we're doing here is we're creating a new stream, a system.io stream, and this stream will then it inherits the properties. It'll be the mRequest request stream. If I write the following code, you'll understand what it does. If I go, for example, mstream dot read, actually no, it's write, and it's going to write our file, which is mfile. Okay, offset as integer is 0, and the count will be mfile.length. Okay, so what we have here is, first of all, the stream reads the m file, the total m file with no offsets, obviously. So it reads the complete file, which is from our C drive. It then posts it to the stream, which is sending it to the mRequest get request stream. This is the FTP request. So the get request stream would populate the FTP request with the information of my file. So once this is populated, it then sends the information to our FTP web request. It uses our credentials to log in, and then it uploads the file. A little bit complicated, but that's the basic system of it. Once we've uploaded the file, we need to then clean up, okay, because we have got a stream, and our stream we need to close. So I'm going to mstream.close and mstream.dispose. Okay, so closing a stream only closes the connection between your computer and the FTP server. It doesn't get rid of the stream itself, and that's why we have mstream.dispose. Okay, once we've done all of that, I'm going to have the MSG box which says done. Okay, let's give it a quick run. Okay, done came up. Let's go and look in our FTP server. This is the root folder. I'm just going to give it a refresh, and there we go. Our test folder is, our test document is in our FTP server. Okay, so now we want to post it into another directory. To do that, all I'm going to do is I am going to change the location to DD. Okay, give it a run. Done. This is DD. I'm going to click refresh, and there we go. Our file is in there. Okay, and in here. So that's basically how you can upload a file onto a web request, using a web request to an FTP server. The second thing I quickly want to show is how to delete a file. To delete a file, I'm just going to remove all of the code to read and post the file up, and all I'm going to do is change upload file to delete file. Okay, and then we need to get the response. So I'm going to go mRequest.get response, and sorry, I don't want to delete it from there. I want to delete it from the root directory. Okay, so let's see if it deletes from the root. Click on the button, it says done. Go to there. I want to go to the root directory where I am now. Click refresh, and bye document. Okay, so that's quickly how to work with that. If you have any questions or any comments, you're more than welcome to send me a friend request, and I'll answer you as good as I can. Any comments, you can place them on the site, or they're all welcome, and I shall speak to you guys later. Cheers.